our take on the devil coming for your marriage.
So when you dated your husband in the beginning, did you ever answer the door with your hair all crazy?
Hey, it's the MorrowMarriage podcast. Today, I have a good one for you. You react, so you repeat your cycle.
I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn.
Today we want to talk about the nice guys, covert contracts, and why it's killing your marriage. How to help someone who's sitting in their pain. And we can talk about people in general. And today I want to talk about money and how it's not the problem. Because guys, you can't solve problems if people are presenting fake shit.
We're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
Welcome to the MorrowMarriage podcast, guys, and I'm super excited. I forgot to tell you this in the last episode. This is
notice a different background?
Yeah, this is our first day filming podcast episodes in Texas. And we are proud to be American. Can you see that up there? And so super excited. Thank you for joining us, guys. Today, I want to talk about something a little more serious, and I thought it would be a really good day to bring it up. This is not my idea, by the way. This came from a request. Please continue to send the request. This is a man on my program. Put it on the app. And he wanted to talk about our take on the devil coming for your marriage.
Oh,
yeah.
Big one.
Big one. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is this. Hands down, to give any of you encouragement right now. We saved our marriage from the depths of hell. The reason why I've always put that out there as the expression is because it was that bad. It was that toxic. It was that abusive. It was that sexless, like the intimacy completely removed. Okay. And so
the devil came for us.
The devil came for us, and we now know why. So the biggest thing that I want to start with here today, and then I want you to just fly. Okay. But
no pressure.
The biggest thing I want to start with is this. You must, no matter what you're thinking about in life, you must overcome in order to become successful. And I always start my calls with, are you successful? Like, what's your definition of success? And then define the truth with that. Okay. And I say something along the lines of, it doesn't mean you're a failure if you're not successful. Okay. But here's the thing. The devil is coming for you. Marriage is a gift from God. Look at how well of a job he's doing right now. Young people don't even want to get married now. Mm-hmm. They're so intimidated by the bullshit that you do in front of your kids. The examples that you're saying when you say you want to leave, when they see the fighting, and you know, we still have issues, but our kids haven't seen the level of abuse and toxicity that we were capable of. I was capable of back in the day. I could only imagine what our generation, our children, that we're creating, what it would be like for them. And you guys are doing it right now, right? Mm-hmm. Give us some.
Okay. The devil. Wow. Okay. So the devil's mission in life is to steal, to kill, to destroy. The devil tells lies. Marriage is a covenant. Marriage is something that God created. If you think way back, like we're going to go way back to Adam and Eve. So God created Adam. And then what did he do? He took one of Adam's ribs and made Eve so that he would have a partner. I always say to my women, men are very powerful, but without their wives' support, they will crumble. You know, if you're nagging your husband, if you're not edifying your husband, if you're not supporting your husband, he does not have what he needs to be the best that he can be. And so in marriage, the devil wants to separate you. So back to Adam and Eve. Eve was given to Adam to supplement what Adam was already doing, to procreate, to do all of those things. And so with my husband, I used to say, I still say, I don't hold a candle to the abuse that he was capable of. I became reactively abusive, but it still was really nothing compared to, you know, his crazy behavior.
That's right.
And when the turning point in our marriage, the real turning point was when I said, okay, what can I do? I fixed the things that I needed to fix. And of course we struggle, like he said, old habits die hard. I still get defensive sometimes. And that's my biggest thing is defensiveness. But when I was able to drop my defense, increase my empathy in times when I thought he didn't deserve it. And that's one of the things I teach, showing empathy when you think your partner doesn't deserve it. Hint, your partner always deserves empathy and validation. Thank you. But there's a strategic way to do it so that you're not enabling poor behavior and you're not exacerbating the abuse. It's never your fault, but you do enable things. Okay. So when I fixed my own stuff, I was able to lift him up. Now the devil hates that. The devil doesn't want to see you try to stay together. The devil doesn't want to see you holding firm on your beliefs, to marriage, to what you see in parenting, to all kinds of other things that are going on in the world right now that are splitting up families and that are causing families not to even be able to be formed. The devil is coming for your marriage.
Just expect it, guys. Just understand you have to expect it. I learned something so valuable when I went to Africa, and that was the devil is incapable of telling the truth. I just want to bring up a few of the things that are untruthful that you hear that obviously come from the devil.
Can I say one thing first?
Oh, sure.
One of the reasons that the devil is going to come for you is that he's terrified of you. The stronger you are and the more you do to improve your marriage, your family, the more heavy sometimes the spiritual warfare, because he wants to try harder. The stronger you get, the more powerful you get, the more the devil is going to try to squash it.
Let me really hit this home before I go to those topics. But I want you to understand, the devil's not just attacking marriage. He's trying to knock the kingdom out of this world. Okay?
Humanity as a whole. As a
whole, guys, think about how the world is going. Think about what kinds of decisions our leaders have been making. Why, here in America, they're saying, you've got to make America great again. You know what I mean? Like, there are problems going on in the world, and we will get into those problems another day. But some of the things that we're told, which are influential and part of the spiritual warfare Kathryn's talking about, is things like it's okay to be divorced. No, in what part of your vows did you say, unless you don't meet my needs first, I'm out of here? What did Kathryn just say? We teach how to be empathetic and loving. I call it loving her through it. She's talking about lifting. Maybe your husband doesn't even deserve it. She said, go in with gratitude, right? Like, there's so many lessons that we teach. So if this is something that really resonates with you guys, really powerfully, my program, for example, was created. And as you know, I was a raised atheist and started going to church with Kathryn for 10 years. I didn't have God that I knew of. Okay. I went to Africa to go meet God. Okay.
Meanwhile, God's like sitting on his shoulder being like, hello.
Absolutely. And not only that, but the amount of men who went through my program and said, holy, did you base this on the Bible? And my answer was always no, because I still don't really know the Bible. Okay. Even 10 years in church, right? I have to spend the time in the word to get to know it. And now if this is something that matters to you, check this out. We've got the Christian version of my book coming out. You've already got your anointed white picket fence. Sort of. And we're putting together currently right now, along the lines of Disrupting Divorce, the new man, the Christian version, where we're throwing in Bible verses. We're going to throw that in and make the anointed version of the reset as well. And men are interested in this, like, whoa. And we've developed a spiritual leadership course. It's outlined. We're ready to film it. We're already doing spiritual leadership calls. Why? Because this is a massive piece missing in your home. In our program, at least mine, I'm not going to speak for you, we don't make men do this, because it's kind of like everything that we teach. When you start to understand whether you believe the spiritual warfare of the devil or not, I'm going to tell you it's real. But anyways, whether you believe it or not, the stuff.
So if you don't believe it, he's saying you're wrong.
That's right.
Which you are.
That's right. And I can agree with you, but I don't want to be wrong too. And so, at the end of the day, when you go through this stuff, it's like I was just talking about. This bad stuff is happening in the world. People are doing bad things to people now. And our leaders, again, are making poor decisions for people to just validate other opinions and I'm not going to get into it right now. You know what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. You don't even need to believe in God or not. The very first lesson I went to in church was on
about anger.
On anger. I will never forget how I was like, I guess I can learn here too, whether or not I believe in God. You guys have to understand that leadership is leadership, and doing something like spiritual leadership in a course like mine as an add-on, you're still gaining value. You still need to understand that. So I'm going to encourage you. You don't have to jump in and be just because I say so, but don't be afraid of learning, because even if we've spent money on something, we would never call it a waste.
Never.
Right? As going to church when I didn't believe in God wasn't a waste. That's time and money. Okay. Going to Africa, it was very expensive, but it was so worth it, because I wasn't willing to not know anymore. Okay. That's what I want to encourage you guys. Stuff is going on around you right now, whether you want to believe it or not. But how can you say that you've done everything and you just have this opinion when we're still learning ourselves, right? And accepting. And now I need to learn more about spiritual warfare. Why? Because it's very clear that this is happening. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, just in case we scared anybody with the devil talk, whether you're a Christian or whether you're not. So if we scared you with the devil talk and you are a Christian, then you know what to do with that, right? Like you have the power of the blood. You have all authority over all darkness through Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a Christian and we scared you, or you have questions, or, you know, just how do people contact us these days? On your website?
I like Instagram is the best, you know,
Okay.
Cass Foster Morrow.
Kathryn Morrow online. So if you have questions about it, we'd be happy to either have a conversation with you or set you up with someone to have a conversation so that you can learn a little bit more, because fear is not of the Lord. And that's not something that we want you to feel fear.
No,
we don't want you to feel fear.
Exactly. It's just like when we're afraid in our marriage and we're making mistakes with decisions, for example, because you're afraid of how your spouse will respond or react, whatever. Like you must make clear decisions. That's the whole, go back to the last episode when I was talking about crisis and I was talking about, you know, you call 911, you get the water, you get the blankets. Okay. Responding is not in fear. It's in control. Okay. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye.